Everton 0 Aston Villa 1, Gerrard piles more misery on relegation-threatened Toffees as fan violence mars Buendia winner. The drinks were on Duncan Ferguson before the game. Then it all tuned flat for him and those who enjoyed his largesse before the disgusting bottle barrage that felled Lucas Dean and Matty Cash tuned everything sour for Big Dunk and Everton. Before he got to the ground for the first fixture of his second spell as caretaker manager, Ferguson dropped into two local hostelries. At the Brick Pub and the Winslow Inn, both popular watering holes for Evertonians, he left money behind the bar for fans to enjoy a pint. Sadly, shamefully, the gesture turned into bitter irony as missiles were thrown in the aftermath of the header by Buendia that decided the game. Ferguson had hoped that just like in December 2019 when he won one and drew 3 of the 4 games he temporarily bossed, the players would be inspired by the kind of call to arms that typified him as a player. It didn't work. Why, even the much-anticipated touchline meeting with Steven Gerrard was underwhelming. Join Sun Vegas, get a free £10 bonus with 100s of games to play, and no deposit required, TSNCS apply. Ferguson sought out the former Liverpool skipper who he had played against 10 times just before kick-off. The pair shook hands, but the meeting cold as ice. It never got any warmer. Having become a Rafa-free zone, Goodison was in raucous mode, plenty of the home support sporting scarves with Ferguson's name on them. But after all the noise surrounding the giant Scott's second stint as caretaker manager, reality soon began to bite. For all the romance of Ferguson's return to the coaching zone, he took over a side that under Benitez had taken only 6 points from the previous 13 games. The Spaniard got all the blame for the nightmare run that dropped them towards the relegation zone, but his former coach also pointed the finger at the players' own failings. Abdoulaye Doucouré may have shown the brave heart spirit that Ferguson demanded before Villa's visit. He tore the shirt off Jacob Ramsey in a fierce 12th-minute challenge, but sooner after Jordan Pickford was starting to get busy. The England goalkeeper had to get down fast to push away a shot from Buendia, and the script of the first half was set in that moment. Doucouré did rob Dean, making his debut after being painted by Benitez as a Blues bad boy before his £25 million move to Villa. But the midfielder's breakaway faded just like the atmosphere already had, his pass for the on-rushing Richarlison too long, allowing Emi Martinez to sweep. In fact, there was very little new about the Toffees, even if Ferguson made 5 changes from the side that lost 2-1 at Norwich, that defeat sparking the near-instant dismissal of Benitez. Michael Keane, Anthony Gordon, Salomon Rondon, and skipper Seamus Coleman were dumped on the bench. Mason Holgate, Yerry Mina, Andros Townsend, Richarlison, and Jonjoe Kenny replaced them. But the problems remained the same. Gerrard's side, with his former Anfield teammate Felipe Coutinho starting for the first time since arriving on loan from Barcelona, were neat, confident, and decisive in midfield. Everton were a first work in progress for Ferguson, while a back four featuring 3 changes from the Carrow Road defeat was anything but convincing in front of Pickford. Given the armband with Coleman amongst the subs, sent a shake header over the advancing Pickford, the man in green able to retrieve that dodgy situation. The central defender was then caught in no man's land by the ball over his own head that found Ollie Watkins. His first touch was brilliant, but he stabbed wide as Pickford piled out. The Villa striker then looked on stunned as the goalkeeper somehow managed to force away his point-blank header. Had a flag not gone up, then Pickford could rightfully have claimed the save of the season. He then pushed a Coutinho header over, but 2 minutes into time added on he was finally left helpless. Dean swung over a corner from the left, and Buendia spun away from his markers to deliver a brilliant looping header. The goal was coming. It was well-deserved, and Gerrard, as he did so often on his Merseyside derby visits as a player, celebrated his first return as a manager with a shake of the fists. Ferguson rubbed his face with his. Meanwhile, mayhem had descended as the Villa players enjoyed their moment near where Dean had taken his corner. The Frenchman and Matty Cash were hit by the plastic bottle fusillade that downed both of them, a red plastic lighter also thrown onto the pitch. Public address warnings on crowd behavior followed those shameful scenes. But the damage, in more ways than one, had been done. Ferguson had to alter his lineup, and early in the second half, Allen took over from André Gomes, whose lack of mobility was exposed by the opponents around him. Homegrown winger Gordon went on for Townsend, who, like those around him, had failed to inspire one shot on target in the first half. The changes created better forward momentum. And but for a desperate block on the goal line, Ferguson might have been joyfully throwing one of the ball boys around, as he did after 2 goals against Chelsea in a 3-1 win when the last in charge. Dominic Calvert-Lewin forced a header across the box and Ben Godfrey connected. But Mings stood strong. Everton, just like before under Benitez, continue to drop, and the same old boos again rang round the scene of the crime. Many home fans remained at the end, some hoisting a banner demanding that Chairman Bill Kenwright should go. Read our Transfer News live blog for the very latest rumours, gossip and done deals, just as 6 managers already have under the increasingly disastrous reign of majority owner Farhad Moshiri. Cash said after the game. Crazy. It hit me straight in the head as well. It's not nice having that, but 3 points, so I'll take it. Free bets. Get over £2,000 in new customer deals.